Welcome back. I'm Emily at Emily's podcast, Tribute to All Little Angels, Part 2, Episode 5 of Refresh Our Memory. August 11th, 2021. I'm feeling mixed emotions this morning. My mind is racing as to why. Why doesn't anyone care to help or to get this fixed? My heart is heavy. I'm sick to my stomach. And I want this woman to help if she's going to. Or let me know if you're not. No, I haven't heard anything. August 12th, 2021. I haven't heard from her, and I know at times no news is good news, but we will see. Tomorrow is my dad's birthday in heaven, so I will go to the cemetery then. Just another example of how often we have gone to the cemetery to visit, to have lunch, to drive through, or just to drive by on the main street. This evening I looked up a reporter's name in Detroit, Michigan, and this is just a thought, but it can't hurt to try. But I'm thinking to write this reporter a letter covering the cemetery story. He had covered one before, so I thought maybe I could get a pointer or two from him. I have to try everything. August 13th, 2021. Happy 100th birthday in heaven. My heart is heavy this morning. My mind keeps racing back and forth from this woman is not going to get in touch with me to maybe she will. 10:21 a.m. I messaged my niece Jen. I wrote, "Good morning. I'm looking for that news segment of the cemetery in Detroit for the same thing that's going on here. The segment you and Sherry mentioned. I need that reporter's name. Can you or will you look it up and see if you can find it? And one more thing. Has this woman been in touch with you? She had said she would be. I haven't heard anything, and it's seeming as though it's another brick wall." 10:23 a.m. Jen sent the link to the story. She wrote, "Here is the link to that story that Sherry sent me." No, I have not heard anything from her either. I thought I would. I wrote, "Oh, all right, baby. Thank you." 4:20 p.m. Madison and I went to the cemetery. When I drove out of the driveway, I felt fine, but I stopped to get gas and I felt lightheaded. Madison had to drive. When we arrived at the cemetery, she does as I do. She pulled in on the east side and drove back to Wyatt. Her and I sat in the car and visited with him because I had to. After a little while with Wyatt, she pulled around on the west side to visit with Megan. We sat with her for a little while, and I prayed to both of them. I did take pictures. When we got back home, I didn't know what was going on with me. My sugar was good. I had to lay down, and I did, and I fell asleep. I slept for about 2 hours. I didn't even know I was tired. When I woke up, it's raining. So then I thought, maybe it's the weather. August 14th, 2021. My brother John called this morning. I talked to him for a little while. Before we hung up, I asked for prayers that this woman will help us. My brother John always has encouraging words. She will help, he said. Give it time. Give it the time the people need to get everything in order. Then he said, "You need to make this a movie." I said, "Well, I hope she will. And if so, I hope she keeps me in the loop of what's happening. And well, on that movie, right now, I just want it fixed. I want the loved ones to have their headstones back. Then maybe. You never know. We talked a little longer and hung up. 5:47 p.m. The days go by, and yet I ask, what should I be doing? As I have asked and been guided with that question throughout this. And usually, if there was something that needed to be done, I would do it. Or if a thought came to me, I would do that. And lately I ask, and I find myself doing other things. Like today, doing nothing but being outside. That's how I know I'm being guided from something more powerful than anything going on here on earth. August 15th, 2021. This morning I'm unsure of what to do. I'm busy and I had good intentions to go to the cemetery, but we did not make it today. Also, it's been 2 weeks since the 1st of August, and we've heard nothing. August 16th, 2021. When my eyes opened this morning, I said in a quiet voice, because that's how it came out, "Thank you, God. Thank you, my angels." I laid there a little longer, and my heart aches. My body hurts. I just want the help from someone who is sincere in helping, not someone who misleads. When I got out of bed and while eating breakfast, I looked up the link of reporter in the cemetery in Detroit, Michigan. It had 2 names, and I screenshotted both. And gosh, I hope this works. When I was done, 10:30 a.m., my thought, I suffer in silence. I was standing in the bedroom and I went to walk toward the door, and I heard my mom's voice. She said, "Look in that mirror." I started to cry. I took a couple steps and looked in the mirror. I heard her say, "You are beautiful. Everything will work out and everything will be all right, honey." I looked up and thought, when? How will I know? I feel guilty I'm not doing anything. But I do know, with the moon and the stars in the sky, I swear to stay busy, to try not to think too much about it. 11:35 a.m. Patty messaged. She wrote, "Hi, Em. Any news? I've been praying especially hard today. I will call you later. I am tired today and super easy emotional. Otherwise, I would call you now." And I do know she don't want to hear me cry either. I wrote, "No, none yet, but same kind of day here too, asking God why. I'm keeping my hopes up. I'm praying too this woman will contact me soon. Better sooner than later." Oh, and this morning I looked up the reporter's name in the cemetery case in Detroit, Michigan. I have 2 names now. I will write letters, and I'm thinking too, the reason why I may not be getting any help is because when the city gets questioned about this, as this woman had mentioned to me, they may be telling them I'm crazy. No one else is complaining. So, of course, without knowledge of it, people walk away. 1:19 p.m., Patty wrote back, "It very well could be, Em. Hold your head up and don't you hear. If you don't hear from me, please know that you're in my thoughts. All we can do is keep praying. Have you tried calling this woman?" 2:55 p.m., when I messaged Patty back, I wrote, "A couple weeks ago, she said then, August 1st. I haven't heard anything since, and I'm praying I do." August 17th, 2021 into August 18th, 2021. Madison and I traveled to Kansas this morning to visit my granddaughter and her little family. My great-granddaughter is starting kindergarten tomorrow, so of course I wouldn't miss it for the world. We arrive in Kansas about 3 p.m. My great-grandson is already home from school, and it was his first day of second grade, and I'm so proud of him. And believe me, I was there on his first day of school too. We had a good day, and I tried to sleep tonight, but I believe I couldn't because I'm anxious and wanting everything to work out for the kids this year at school, in the school buildings. Please, dear God, bless our children to be well and protected from evil in the classrooms. In Jesus' name, amen. Finally, I fell asleep at 3:03 a.m. I must have gotten some sleep because when I woke up, I felt okay. Madison and I got up, and before we went to my granddaughter's, Samantha's house, I stopped at Walmart and bought my great-granddaughter a bouquet of flowers. We went to their house to take Olivia to school. She did well. The lady opened the door. Olivia walked in, no problems, and no tears from her. But I can't say the same for Mom and me. I'm so happy for her and proud of her. After the afternoon of shopping and out to lunch with Madison and Samantha, we went to the school to pick up little Jose and Olivia. They were both happy, and that's how I knew they had a good day. And of course, an afternoon school treat, I took them to McDonald's, then home. We visited a little longer, and Madison and I left to drive home. Madison and I were both so exhausted, but it was all so worth it. August 19th, 2021. This morning I'm emotional for some reason. I'm not sure if it's from the traveling the past 2 days or I'm just wore out and stressed. As the day moved on, I did feel better. I read my daily word, and it said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will make you free." John 8:32. My first thought was, I'm ready to live my life to the fullest. 11:43 a.m. I went out on a limb and messaged this woman who was so eager to help to prove me wrong. I wrote, "Hi, hope all is well. I'm checking in with you. I'm anxious to get started. Thank you so much. Have a great day." After I sent the message, I cried most of the morning and afternoon. I pray. Oh boy, did I pray. Then I asked God to forgive me for begging. 6:33 p.m. Madison and I went to the cemetery. She wanted to go, and I believe I needed to too. I took pictures. We sat and visited with Wyatt and Megan, and then left the cemetery. When we got home, I watched TV, then I went to bed. August 20th, 2021. This morning waking up, I have tears in my eyes. I looked up, I thanked God, I thanked my angels, and I got out of bed. And no reply from this woman. 10:52 a.m. I stepped out onto the patio to check the chemicals in the pool and turn the skimmer filter on. As I netted the pool, I saw a small white feather. The thought of it put a smile on my face. And I thank you, my angels. Help this woman to help us. I picked up the feather and took it in the house. The meaning of a feather is a loved one is visiting you from heaven. And I knew who it was. August 21st, 2021. A sigh of relief this morning. I hope I can carry this feeling for a while. Then a thought came to mind. I know the world is crazy right now, and I know things are bad, but this is bad too. So disrespectful. I read my daily word, and it said, God is here. Inner peace is here. All is truly well. And how can I not believe these words? That fast he answered my prayer. I questioned myself this morning of all the time that has passed, and I should be doing something. And while I have asked, what should I be doing, more than once or twice, and at times I've asked, why is this taking so long? And then 4:20 p.m. I read, it does not matter how slowly you go, as long as you do not stop. Confucius. And this did make me feel better. I had such a carefree day, and it felt good to not have to force that feeling. August 23rd, 2021. This morning I'm preoccupied. Madison and I spent a few hours in the country. While we were there, Patty called. We only talked a few minutes. She did ask if I've heard anything, and I had to tell her no. She said, well, let me think of what to say, and I will help you. I said, I did get a couple of reporters' names. Patty said, okay, good. You are doing something. I said, oh, yes. I'm not stopping, even with the empty promises. We talked a little longer and hung up. I drove back to the city and relaxed for the evening. As it got later, I walked outside to turn off the skimmer on the pool, and I see a bright star. And I said, starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might have the wish I wish tonight. When I was done, I prayed. I cried for some reason, but nothing came out. No tears. I asked, where are you, lady? No, I have not heard from her. And it's crazy. Why would she call me? She called me, telling me her story, and I told her my story. And then she led me to believe she would help. Even went as far to say, I have to do right by my mother. And still nothing. She said, the beginning of July, then the end of July to the 1st of August. It is now August 23rd and nothing. And yes, I get it. People have other things going on in their lives, as I do too. But tell me that. Talk to me. 9:34 p.m. I'm relaxing, sitting in a chair, and I start thinking. I thought, quite a bit of people have told me, I will help you, and still I stand alone. On some point, I start to cry and thought about what I prayed to God outside just earlier. I pray, my angels, help Nana to get this done. Babies, help someone to come to us. Bless this woman to call. And I don't mean to beg. I don't mean to pray desperate prayers. I ask God to help someone to help me to help Megan and the others. I sat there and stopped crying. I thought, I need to follow my instincts, as I have throughout this. I know to keep my faith, and it will all work out. And if you know me, I feel guilty for not doing more over the past few months. My thoughts are, God gave me a break in hopes someone else will help me with what needs to be done. And I'm sorry too, Megan, for trusting and believing that someone was going to. I will bring myself to start again. I will write the letters to the reporters, and maybe if Patty could, she will make the calls. I will continue to pray, and hopefully soon either someone will help or I will, and it will get done. Because from the beginning I've said, I'm not giving up until it's fixed. I need to learn to trust again. August 24th, 2021. When I open my eyes this morning, I think, I hope this will be the day. And then by the end of the day, my heart feels so heavy. I ask, who are these people and why don't they care? Then my friend from school days said to me, this has consumed you. I thought, well, hell yeah, it has. I have been through it and back. Every time someone says, I will help and don't, yes, I'm crying, I'm stressed, and then have to stand next to Megan's headstone, not where we laid her to rest, but stand out there and watch water being dumped on the ground, whether it's Megan or not. It was so disrespectful. 3:03 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery. When I pull in, I pull up the small hill on the east side of the cemetery. When I got to the top, I saw a big truck hauling a tractor out of the cemetery. I turned down the east-west street to let them pass as they were coming towards us. I turned to the left to go see Wyatt, and then I pulled around to the west side again to visit with Megan. I took a few pictures. I prayed to both of them, and we left the cemetery. August 26, 2021. I thank God and my angels for waking me up. 10:37 a.m. Patty called. We talked for nearly an hour. Then we talked about the cemetery. Patty asked, you haven't heard anything from that woman, have you? I said not since the last time when she said to wait till August 1st or soon after. But this is the third week of August and I've heard nothing from her. I did message her though, with no reply from her either. Patty said, I did talk to my friend Ray. I said, oh, you did? Talk to him. Tell him my story of what you know and let him know if he does reach out to the city that they will claim I'm crazy. I'm the only one complaining. So that if and when he does take it into consideration of contacting the city, he would be able to tell their demeanor, but by what you already tell him. Patty said, oh, great idea, Em. I said it's kind of like the case they just solved in Detroit, except the headstones have been moved by floodwater. Jen sent me the link to the story in Detroit. Patty said, send me the story. I said, all right, I will. 11:36 a.m., I sent Patty the link to the story. 11:40 a.m., I called Patty to make sure she received it. She said, I'm reading the story now. I know Rod. I said, you do? Patty said, yes. He has been to my house a couple times when I pursued my case. I said, oh, wow. That would be great if he could help us. Patty said, I will contact him as soon as you and that lady is ready. I said, yes. Oh my gosh, that would be great. Patty said, yes, I will talk to them. I said, now, as we wait on this woman, I'm not waiting much longer. Patty said, no, we won't. We will just do as she was going to do. I said, exactly. I'm going to have the pictures overlaid, but not in the state of Oklahoma. I need to do it out of the state. The trust issues here are dimmed. Patty said, yes, Em. We talked not much longer and hung up. She wanted to finish reading the story. August 27th, 2021. First thing this morning, waking up and getting out of bed, my mind is on the cemetery. I thought maybe I could invite my niece Jen down for a quick visit to help me with the video of the cemetery, but it was just a thought. August 28th, 2021. Yet again this morning, I'm emotional. I'm guessing, I'm doubting if anyone is helping me, and if they aren't, why am I not feeling that I should be doing something? I believe I am forced by God to take this break. My angels and God has led me through this whole ordeal. So why else am I not doing anything? What more can I do until this woman is ready to put it in order to then call the media? My angels continue to send me the signs of what I need to do. August 29th, 2021. This day has been relaxing. I must have needed it. I'm still asking someone to help me in case no one else is. Later this evening, I thought, I need to follow my gut instincts, my premonitions, my intuitions, as they have led me through all of this. Guide me, continue to guide me. 4:33 p.m., Madison and I went to the cemetery. We stopped to get a drink. And as I'm driving, I'm enjoying the music on the radio. When I drove up the street of the cemetery, the time on the clock is 4:44 p.m. I got tears in my eyes, and I remembered I had just asked, "Give me a sign." Was this the sign? Thank you, my angels. I pull up to Wyatt. We visit with him for a while. I pull around to the far end of the cemetery, and I drove far back because we haven't found this woman's mom's headstone yet. And I wanted to see if there is dirt around any of the headstones as to fix the headstones from the water laying around the headstones when it rains. Madison looked on the west side and I looked on the east side. There weren't any dirt. When I pulled up to Megan, I took pictures. I pulled away, and I have a really good feeling. God, I hope these feelings are telling me something good. When we arrived home, I was able to relax, and I was glad of that. August 30th, 2021, 6:42 a.m., Patty messaged. It was a check-in message. I got out of bed and I said, "Thank you, God. Thank you, my angels." I said to myself, or I do believe they were listening, but I said, "Let today be the day." 9:47 a.m., Patty messaged. She wrote, "Not sure who I'm arguing with the other day. Gotta think this through." I wrote, "What do you mean? Arguing with who?" She sent a screenshot of the messages. Patty and others were talking about the cemetery and losing bodies. She said, "It's crazy. I do stuff, and then at times life is so fast, I sort of forget, and then I don't write it down. I'm glad I took the screenshots." I wrote, "Oh, I know. You are awesome, though, and thank you." Patty wrote, "Awesome?" with a question mark. Near to frazzle, as my mom would say. I wrote, "Yet you keep going. That's the main thing. And thank you again. I love you and have a great day." Patty wrote, "You too." Well, I guess someone else is working on it, even if it is just something little like that. And I noticed too today that this woman has been on Facebook notifications, and someone has been on the cemetery page the past 5 days. I pray someone is. I pray someone is on our side and is helping Megan and the others. August 31st, 2021. I'm staying positive. I hope now that August is over, this woman will call, message, something. I haven't heard from her. I have to hope she will call or get in touch. What is she doing? I see her on Facebook notifications, but she is not my friend on Facebook. I asked, if someone is on your notifications but not on your friend Facebook page, could she be on the public cemetery page? My friend from school, Lisa, said yes when I asked. So as I say, I see her on the cemetery page, but I don't have any idea what or if she is doing something. I wish I knew. I'm waiting on anyone, anything. And I know these past 3 weeks has been just some more of the small talk conversations of how we are getting where we are getting and where we are nowadays. But I appreciate all of you for listening. I pray someone is out there listening to help. I just wish I could sit down with one person, give them my storyline, show them my pictures. You will see it too. Thank you for listening. Stay kind with your words.